Have you ever woken up with a heavy heart dwelling endlessly on a wrong decision made 20 years ago, or feeling uneasy and anxious about what might happen next year? If so, I want to tell you, you are not alone. The suffering of older people often does not come from new events, but from the slow erosion caused by regret and fear. Welcome to my channel, Buddha Essence Wisdom, where we seek stillness together. If you find this content helpful and inspiring, please subscribe to my channel to support me in making future videos. Today I want to contemplate with you a seemingly simple yet immensely powerful inner capacity. Cultivating gratitude. I want you to imagine this. Your life is a precious tapestry woven from countless threads. Buddhist wisdom teaches us that every single thread, whether it is a bright joy or a dark challenge, is a great teacher that has adorned the pattern of who you are today. In my many years of sharing the Dharma with seniors here in the U.S., what I have observed is that the greatest suffering often comes from the fact that we only look at the broken threads, the losses, the mistakes, and forget the entire beautiful picture we have already woven. Gratitude is not about denying the pain. It is a conscious choice to focus on what we have: health, accumulated wisdom, loved ones who remain, and this very present breath. This very sense of gratitude is the root of contentment. Santosha, a miraculous antidote that prevents our minds from being worn down by past regrets or future anxieties. Following our reflection on gratitude today, let us delve into the second strength, which is Shraddha, profound faith. Dear friends, when we speak of faith, what springs to mind? Do you immediately think of believing in an external deity or adhering to rigid dogma? In the Dharma, faith is not blind trust. It is an inner quality that brings stability and courage. I want you to imagine this faith as the deep root of an ancient tree. The older the tree gets, the more significant storms of life it must face: loss, illness, and the changing world. If the roots are shallow, the tree will easily fall. The deep root of faith offers us two core trusts. The first is absolute confidence in the law of cause and effect karma. This is immensely practical. It means every virtuous action, every kind word, every wholesome thought you generate is never wasted. It helps us take responsibility for our lives, knowing we are sowing good seeds in every moment. Secondly, and perhaps most importantly, faith is also confidence in your own capacity for awakening, that no matter how many ups and downs, how many mistakes you have experienced, your ability to rise, to learn, and to heal is always present. Have you ever felt that you are too old to change? Faith is the resounding answer: no, you still can. When the path ahead is uncertain, faith is the lighthouse that helps us step forward with courage, trusting that we are creating wholesome seeds in every moment. We have rooted ourselves in faith. Now we turn our gaze toward the highest of the strengths, prajna, wisdom, or enlightened insight. If faith is the deep root that stabilizes the tree, wisdom is the sun that burns away the fog. Dear friends, when we age, we don't just accumulate memories, we often accumulate confusion, the Vo-Min ignorance that clouds our reality. Wisdom is the light that pierces this cloud, allowing us to see the fundamental nature of life. I want you to consider this. How much pain in your life has been caused by clinging fiercely to things that were always meant to change? Wisdom gives us the ability to look right through the illusion of permanence. It helps us see the impermanence of our bodies, our careers, and even our most cherished relationships. This is not pessimistic, it is profoundly liberating. When you stop fighting the flow of change, you stop suffering. True wisdom also reveals the non-self vongha, the understanding that there is no fixed, permanent self that needs to be constantly protected or defended. Have you ever clung so tightly to a past identity or a specific role that losing it caused immense pain? This insight softens the grip of ego and immediately dissolves a tremendous amount of anxiety built on self-clinging. As a teacher, I've witnessed that when wisdom matures, attachment, the greatest source of suffering, naturally falls away. We realize that the path to true freedom is paved with compassion. When we see the truth clearly, we find the courage to let go, and only then does the quiet peace we seek arise. Wisdom is truly the crown jewel that sets the heart free. We have explored the clarifying power of wisdom, which shows us that everything is impermanent. If nothing lasts, what is the highest use of the time we have left? The answer is the noble practice of dana, the gift of giving. I want to ask you directly, for many of us, once the career is done and the children are grown, there's a sudden vast emptiness. Have you ever felt that profound sense of purpose fading or wondered, what do I do with all this accumulated energy and experience? Buddhist wisdom teaches that in the second half of life, the energetic flow must shift. We move from the season of accumulation to the season of contribution. Think of yourself not as a shrinking resource, but as a fully ripe fruit bursting with life and wisdom ready to be shared. Dana is not simply about writing a check. It is the conscious decision to convert your accumulated wealth, your time, your attention, and most importantly, your life experience into gifts, sharing a simple, kind word. Offering your presence to someone lonely or engaging in dharma, giving fap. Sharing the profound insights you've gained is the highest form of generosity. From my perspective, working with seniors, I have seen that generosity is the greatest antidote to loneliness and the deepest cure for the sense of emptiness. When you focus your energy outward serving others, you create profound, unwavering meaning. You realize that your life still holds immense value, not for what you have, but for what you give. This joyful flow of giving is a strength that ensures your spirit remains unshakable. We have talked about giving outwards, but now we must look inward and anchor ourselves. This leads us to smrti mindfulness, or present moment awareness. Even when we slow down in life, our minds remain incredibly busy. How often do you find your mind living 5 minutes ago replaying a conversation, or 5 days from now worrying about an appointment instead of being fully present right here? Mindfulness is the art of living fully in the current breath. It is the anchor that keeps our heart from being swept away by the emotional storms of fear or anger. I want to share the simplest and most profound practice I teach all my students, especially those over 50, the pause. When an upsetting email lands in your inbox, when a grandchild says something challenging, or when a sudden pain flares up, your mind's automatic reaction is instant. But mindfulness teaches us to deliberately insert a space, a pause. You simply stop. Take one slow breath and feel your feet on the floor. That small conscious action creates a vast distance between the stimulus and your response. In that precious space of the pause, you shift from reacting blindly, which often leads to regret, to choosing a wiser answer. This gentle awareness is not an abstract idea. It is a practical tool that stabilizes your mind, helping you see things as they really are. As the Buddha taught, it is through this steady awareness that all clarity begins. Use your breath as your anchor and let this moment be your safe harbor. Mindfulness helps us anchor in the moment, and when we are anchored, we can observe the greatest truth of the universe, anicca, the acceptance of impermanence. This truth is the foundational wisdom for every senior because as we age, change becomes unavoidable and often painful. Our bodies shift, our roles evolve, and sadly, the faces we love begin to fade from our immediate lives. I ask you, how much emotional energy do you spend every day fighting the reality of yesterday? I want you to imagine life not as a solid structure, but as a swiftly flowing river. We try to step into the same place twice. We try to hold on to health status or a perfect moment from the past, but the river has already moved on. Buddhist wisdom teaches us that suffering is not caused by change itself. Suffering is caused by our clinging bomb view and our resistance to the flow of the river. We are afraid to let go because we mistakenly believe that if we cling tightly enough, things will remain fixed. My observation after decades of teaching is simple. When we finally look at impermanence, vothung, not as a punishment, but as the natural, ongoing law of life, we begin to relax. Acceptance is the powerful, quiet key that unlocks the grip of fear. It allows us to love deeply while understanding that everything, including this very moment, is a fleeting gift. To embrace anicca is to liberate yourself from the greatest sorrow of this life. We have accepted the flow of impermanence, but acceptance does not mean resignation or passivity. It means engaging with life skillfully. This brings us to our final core strength, virya, vigor, or balanced effort. By the time we reach this age, many of us are tired. We are done with the exhausting striving and the frantic hustle of our younger years. Have you ever felt too exhausted to maintain your spiritual path, thinking, the big efforts are behind me now? The Buddha's teaching on effort, or tan, is a profound relief. It is not about restless pushing. It is about steady, gentle persistence, like the analogy of the drop of water filling the jar. A single drop seems insignificant, but over time it fills the vessel completely. Spiritual growth happens not through one heroic feat, but through small, consistent daily steps. This balanced effort involves two simple, practical tasks for the mind: stopping the unwholesome, stopping the negative thought patterns, the habit of complaining, and nurturing the wholesome, choosing kindness, choosing reflection, choosing stillness. This isn't physical labor, it is internal persistence. It is the quiet resolve we cultivate when we commit to sitting for 5 minutes more in meditation, or choosing a kind word instead of a sharp one, even when we are weary. As your teacher, I assure you that effort is the fuel that keeps the flame of wisdom alive. It transforms abstract understanding into a living reality. When you consistently apply this gentle effort, you realize that your foundation is not built on temporary success, but on an unshakable, daily commitment to goodness. Concluding thought. Tying back to the initial video premise. These 8 principles, including faith, wisdom, giving, and this balanced effort, are the pillars that hold up the house of your heart. Nurture them, and no storm can ever truly move you. If today's reflection resonates with you, you're welcome to support the channel by liking, sharing, or subscribing. Each small action you take is a source of energy that helps me continue creating mindful content for the Buddha Essence Wisdom community.